I hope that a very good morning to all the participants of this webinar from DTRTA Lucknow. I am Arvind Mishra, Deputy Director, welcoming you to DTRTA Lucknow webinar 2021 series. And in that we are studying bookkeeping and accountancy, and under bookkeeping and accountancy, we are today in this morning of 5th of November 2020. We are going to deal with part 2 of bank reconciliation statement. So friends, we'll start with a little bit of revision of what we had done yesterday, so that there is some continuity in the topic of bank reconciliation statement. So as you have already seen that there could be a number of reasons because of which there could be a difference between the balance of the bank passbook and the balance in our cash book or in the cash book of a businessman. There could be a number of reasons for that, and we have studied about 9 reasons, or rather 10 or 11 reasons due to which there could be these differences. And the category under which we have studied that is that there could be differences in terms of the time of recording of the entries, and there could be a reason that some entry has been made incorrectly either in the cash book or in the bank passbook. So the timing differences and the accuracy differences, or the precision correctness differences, these are the two category of differences that could be the reason for why there is a difference between the bank passbook and the cash book. So as an illustration, let us say that we are having one passbook in front of us, as you might be seeing, and in this passbook, which is belonging to, let us say, Punjab National Bank, Daryaganj, New Delhi, belonging to account of Messrs. Tall and Short, Faz Bazaar, New Delhi, who have an account with this bank, let us say. So for example, we can see that there is a passbook here, and whenever a person withdraws some money, in the passbook it is entered under the withdrawals column, and whenever some deposit is made, either in check or in cash, it is entered in the deposit column, and in every row the balance is worked out. So that is the way normally the passbook of the bank is arranged. On the other hand, if you look at the cash book, we are finding that the cash book will be debited when the money is deposited either in the bank or in our cash. And here we are seeing only the bank column. So since we are going to compare the bank column in our cash book with the bank passbook, so therefore, as you can see, whenever money is deposited in the bank, it will be entered on the debit side of the cash book, or the left side of the cash book, as we have seen that debit side is the left side. And whenever money is paid to somebody, it is entered on the credit side, which is the right side. So in other words, if the withdrawals of the money from the bank are mentioned on the left side of the bank passbook, the withdrawals are mentioned on the right side of the cash book. Whenever we find at any point of time, when we look at the balances of the two books, like the bank column and in the cash book and the bank passbook, as in this case we are finding the balance as per cash book of 2,37,000 rupees, whereas the balance as per the passbook is 2,43,000 rupees. So obviously, whenever we find this difference, we need to reconcile the difference by making a reconciliation statement. And as we know, the differences could be due to the timing of the entries being made on the day when we are actually looking at both the books, or could be due to the inaccuracies of the entries which were made. So here, obviously, what we are supposed to do is that we are supposed to compare the withdrawals column here with the credit side column of the cash book, and on the other hand we'll compare the deposit column of the bank passbook with the debit side of the cash book. So this is the first step, that we have to compare the entries and check up which are those entries which are there in one of the books and not there in the other books. And so what we will get in the result of this comparison is that there could be many entries, there could be some entries which are there in the bank passbook, in the deposit column, but they are not there in the cash book. On the other hand, there may be some entries which are there in the cash book credit side, but not there in the withdrawals column of the bank passbook. So these are two cases. Two more cases would be found where there would be some entry on the deposit side of the bank passbook, but they won't be there in the cash book debit side. On the other hand, there may be some entries which may be on the debit side of the cash book, but may not be there in the bank passbook. So we will get entries in 4 categories thereby. So we will list out those entries in those 4 categories. For example, here you can see the step 1 being listed out, that we have compared the debit side of the cash book with the deposit column of the passbook, and we have found that there are 2 checks. We have found that the following checks are there in the cash book, they are recorded in the cash book, but they are not there in the passbook. So let us find these 2 checks, 1,05,000 and 34,000, which are there in the cash book. And we see here 1,05,000 and 43,000 and 34,000, Nandi and Sons and M1. 2 checks. But when we look at the bank passbook, the deposit side, these 2 checks are not to be found there. So since these 2 checks are not here, obviously we have come to the conclusion that these 2 checks are also the reason for which there may be a difference of the balance. Now we find that since these 2 checks are not there in the passbook, we will start with the existing balance of the passbook and add these 2 checks over there. So here we are adding these 2 checks, and then we are getting a value of 3,82,000. Now what we are supposed to do is, in the second stage, we'll compare the credit side of the cash book with the withdrawal column of the passbook. When we compare that, we find that there are 2 checks again, which are not recorded. Not recorded means they are not there in the passbook. They are not recorded in the passbook. Now these two checks are the checks which have been issued, 73,000 and 78,000. So let us look out here. This is one check 73,000. This is another check 78,000. These are entered in the cash book. but in the bank passbook they are not there, and since they are checks issued, they should be entered on the withdrawal side of the bank passbook, but they are not there in the withdrawal side of the bank passbook. Of course, we should also have a cursory look at the other side. Sometimes, an entry wrongly may be made on the deposit side instead of the withdrawal side. That could also be a reason for an error. So, therefore, to the balance that we have obtained 3,82,000, we add these two checks in minus category because they are the withdrawals, and we come to a figure of 2,31,000. Having come to the figure of 2,31,000, we have also found that there is an item called interest on government securities, which is an interest coming on the deposit side of the passbook. Well, that is something which is there in the passbook. So far, we were looking at those things which were there in the cash book, but they were not there in the passbook. Now, we have to also look at those things which are there on the deposit side, which are there in the passbook, but they are not there in the cash book. So this amount of 20,000 is on the deposit side of the passbook, but it is not entered in the cash book. And why it is not entered in the cash book? Because we have not looked into the passbook, and therefore the entry has so far not been made. When we take the passbook to the bank and the bank enters the passbook, makes the entry in the passbook, or when we look into our internet banking account and we find that there is a certain entry there, then we can take a copy of that account and then make the necessary entry in our cash book also. So interest on government securities being an amount which appears on the deposit side, because we have got certain government securities and we have asked the bank to please collect the interest on the government securities. The bank is doing a collection work for us, and when bank collects this interest on government securities, it is appearing on the debit side, deposit side of the passbook, but it is not there in the cash book. So therefore, we reduce this 20,000 rupees because we are starting from the balance of the passbook and we are moving towards the balance of the cash book to reconcile the two balances. So therefore, whatever is entered in the passbook, we have to reduce that. Whatever is entered on the deposit side of the passbook, we have to reduce that so that we can come to the balance of the cash book. So we reduce this 20,000 rupees and thereby we arrive at this balance of the cash book 2,11,000 rupees. We move towards the balance of the cash book, which is 2 lakh, towards the balance of the cash book. But the story is not over as yet, because there are two more items. There are two more items which are on the withdrawal side of the passbook, but they are not there in the cash book. So whatever is there on the withdrawal side of the passbook, that should be there on the credit side of the cash book. And these are these two amounts. 25,000 rupees insurance premium has been paid by the bank, and the bank has entered it on the withdrawal side already, and bank charge have been entered 1,000 rupees. These two entries are not to be found in the cash book. So we can show these entries here, 25,000 and 1,000. Here is the 25,000 entry, here is the 1,000 entry, and on 31st of January you can see these two entries have been made. And when probably we are reconciling of, and therefore time of the reconciliation, these entries are there in the bank passbook, but these are not there in the cash book. So obviously, when we have to move towards the cash book, as they are entered on the withdrawal side, these are the minusing figures. So therefore, these will be added back to come to the balance of the cash book. And as you can find, finally we have arrived at the cash book balance figure of 2,37,000 rupees. So therefore, we can start with the balance of the passbook, and in this manner we can come to the balance of the cash book, thereby reconciling our two balances. And although on the other hand, we can also do one more thing, that we can start with the balance of the cash book and then move towards the balance of the bank passbook. Both ways are correct, and it depends upon, if you are asked a question, you will be asked to tell to make the reconciliation statement starting either from the bank passbook or starting from the cash book. Now, this was only to recapitulate what we have already studied, just in order, because this was the very basics of how a bank reconciliation statement is prepared. Therefore, we thought that we'll just redo this thing with you, and then of course, moving forward from here, there are some the differences between the bank passbook and the cash book can also be due to the errors which are made while making entries in both the books by the bank or by a businessman. So although banks rarely make mistakes in such matters, a businessman may make mistake, but that is a more generalized statement, because even a big businessman may not make mistakes. But on the other hand, bank may sometimes make mistakes. So while recording the entries, errors can occur both in the cash book as well as in the passbook. So there may be a difference between the balances of the passbook and the cash book at any point of time due to the errors being committed. Now, which are those errors that could be committed? They are called commission of entry, which means the errors of commission. There are two types of errors: errors of omission and errors of commission. Error of omission is when you omit to write something, and error of commission is when you write something that is wrong. So error of commission is error of entry, a wrong recording of the amount, recording on the wrong side of the book, like withdrawal entry is being written on the deposit side, or debit side entry is being written on the credit side. Then wrong totaling of the account or wrong balancing of the book, and sometimes it is also possible that some other party's transactions may get recorded into some other party's transactions. So as you can see here, as an example, we can see here the Mr. A's cash book is showing some transactions here. Some transactions are shown, and then Mr. A's passbook is also showing some transactions. And we notice that there are many errors. There are several errors which are made by the accountant while writing the cash book. So accountant has made the errors, and out of those errors we can see two errors, like April 1. While bringing down the balance, he is on the debit side as 1 lakh. He has not brought down a balance of 1 lakh. He's brought down a balance of 10,000 rupees, as you can see here. Here you can see this balance brought down entry is 10,000 rupees, whereas actually it should be 1 lakh rupees, because balance carried down as on March 31 was 1 lakh. So balance brought down should not have been 10,000 rupees. It should have been 1 lakh, and it should have been mentioned on the other side. It has been entered on the wrong side also. And April 3rd was issued to Vandy Limited. It has been completely omitted in the books. The check of 90,000 rupees, as is mentioned here in the passbook, but this is not there at all in the account made by the accountant. So these are errors of commission that have been made here, and how to reconcile the errors of commission. So to reconcile those errors of commission, we take the balance carried down of 1,28,000 as per the cash book. So we are starting with the cash book balance of 1,28,000 rupees, and then we are adding the opening balance that was supposed to be there. but which is not there. So this balance is being added back here because we want to move towards the bank balance, and in the bank that balance would be there, but in the cash book it is completely missed out. So we are writing this 1 lakh rupees balance here, and so 1,28,000 rupees plus 1 lakh rupees, and then an incorrect opening balance was mentioned of 10,000 rupees, which was an incorrect opening balance as it was brought down on the credit side, that is on the wrong side. So therefore, it will have to be again added back because it was brought down on the credit side. Credit side means the withdrawal side basically. So it is a balance which was mentioned side, which means that it is like a withdrawal of 10,000 rupees, which should not have been there. So we add back this 10,000 rupees. And thereafter, a check which was not recorded, a check it has been issued but not recorded in the cash book, and since we have to move from the cash book side towards the bank passbook, so therefore this check would have to be reduced because this is a check which is issued, but although it is recorded in the bank passbook, it is not recorded in the cash book. So a check issued will reduce the balance, and therefore we are reducing the balance here by minusing this figure of 90,000 to come nearer to the cash bank passbook, and so we have arrived at a figure of 1,48,000. Now, having arrived at this balance, we find that balance as per passbook is 3,28,000, and from 3,28,000 rupees, we have to account for this check to Vandy Limited, which is wrongly added to the existing balance instead of being subtracted, of 1,80,000 rupees. So this was another entry, check to Vandy Limited, 1,80,000 rupees. This check to Vandy Limited is mentioned here as 90,000 rupees. So check issued to Vandy Limited has been omitted in the books in the cash book of 90,000 rupees. So balance as per passbook, as we can see here, is 3,28,000 rupees, and if we were to see here, on correcting these entries, balance as per cash book should be like this, but check to Vandy Limited has been wrongly added to existing balance instead of being subtracted. So you can see here that when this Vandy Limited check is mentioned here, 90,000 rupees, before that the balance was 2,40,000 rupees. But when this check is entered in the withdrawals column, instead of reducing this 2,40,000 rupees by 90,000 rupees, this 90,000 rupees has actually been added to get the balance. So there is an arithmetical mistake. So this is another error which is being made by the bank. So in order to compensate for this error, the bank made by the bank, where instead of adding this, instead of reducing this amount, has added 90,000. So we'll have to reduce 1,80,000 here, double that amount to account for that difference. So 3,28,000, from that we have to reduce 1,80,000. and then we get a figure of 1,48,000, and this difference will have to be reduced from this 1,48,000 rupees closing balance that we had, in order to see that now all the differences have become nil. Or in other words, it can be also written like this, that from in 1,48,000 rupees. Okay, so with that, now we go to the next part, the procedure for reconciling the cash book balance with the passbook balance. So we'll go more deeper into the procedure for reconciling. So before that, it is necessary to understand that when we say debit balance as per cash book, the debit balance as per cash book means the deposit in the bank, or the deposit balance in the bank, or the cash at bank, or we can say the credit balance as per the passbook. So this point has to be understood clearly, that debit balance as per cash book is equal to or the cash at bank, or the credit balance as per the passbook. Similarly, when we say credit balance as per cash book, it indicates the withdrawals, the excess withdrawals over the deposits, the net withdrawals, you can say, by the account holder, or it can also mean the overdraft balance, or it can mean the debit balance as per the passbook. So when we are writing credit balance as per cash book, it can mean the excess amount over deposits which has been withdrawn by the account holder. It means the net withdrawals made by the account holder, or it could mean the overdraft balance, or it can also mean the debit balance as per the passbook. It's one and the same thing to write any of these things. So having understood that, we can start the bank reconciliation from any of the four balances which are given in any question. We can start with the debit balance as per cash book. We can start with the credit balance as per cash book. We can start the reconciliation with the debit balance as per passbook, or we can start the reconciliation from credit balance as per the passbook. Now let us look at the problems that we face while doing the reconciliation, while doing the bank reconciliation. So the number one problem, there are two types of problems basically, that sometimes when the cause for the difference is given, that this is the cause why there is a difference between the two books, and sometimes the cause may not be given. When the causes are given, then reconciliation can be done without adjusting the cash book, or reconciliation can be done after adjusting the cash book. And when causes of the difference are not given to us, then also reconciliation can be done after adjusting the cash book, or reconciliation can be done before adjusting the cash book. So let's go deeper into. Now let us say the cause of the difference is known. So first of all, we have made our analysis and we find that we know the causes of the difference. So student can start the reconciliation by taking any of the balance which is stated above, any of the four balances, and proceed further with the causes. So what that would lead to is that the balance of the other book can be either more or less due to the causes of the disagreement between the two books. If the balance of the other book is more on account of the reasons or the causes, then the amount has to be added. If the balance of the other book is less on account of the reasons, then the balance has to be subtracted. For example, if we initiate the reconciliation with the debit balance as per the cash book. And we find that there is a check which is deposited in the bank, but it is not cleared so far. Then, due to the fact that the check has not been cleared so far, the credit balance of the passbook, which is corresponding to the debit balance of the cash book, would not include that check. So the credit balance of the passbook would be lesser as compared to the debit balance of the cash book. So in this case, we will have to, since we have started with the cash book and we are moving towards the bank passbook, the amount of this check should be subtracted from the cash book balance so that we can arrive at the passbook balance. Similarly, after making all the adjustments of whatever causes that we are having with us, once we make all the adjustments, we find that the balance in the other book is obtained by us. So, and then if anybody starts from the debit balance of the cash book and after all the adjustments the balance arrived is a positive balance, then that is known as the credit balance as per the passbook. And if we arrive at a negative balance, then that is said to be the debit balance as per the passbook, and vice versa. So therefore, another situation can be where causes of the difference are not known to us. We don't know why the difference is there. In that case, one has to compare. If the causes are not known, we have to start knowing the causes. To know the causes, we have to compare the debit entries of the cash book with the credit entries of the passbook. And we have to compare the credit entries of the cash book with the debit entries of the passbook. And whichever entries are not tallying are then the cause of the difference in the balances of both the books. So where causes are not given, we have to locate the causes by comparing the entries as we have done earlier in the example. Now, once the causes are located, their effects on both the books are analyzed, and then the reconciliation statement would be prepared so that we can arrive at the actual bank balance that is there with us. There may be errors in both the books, for example. So probably both the books are not giving us the correct bank balance. So after having made the bank reconciliation statement, we'll come to know of our correct bank balance also. Now in this procedure, we have to take care that if the opening balance of both the books at particular point of time from where the books are started to be compared tallies or not. You have to see the opening balance tallying, and if the opening balance are not the same, then the items are divided into two categories. One category will be the items which are the differences due to reconciliation of the opening balance, and other items will be relating to the reconciliation of the closing balance. So from any point of date when we are starting the reconciliation, we have to divide the reconciliation into two parts, reconciling the opening balance on that particular date and reconciling the closing balance on that particular date. Now let us take an example to show this. Now let's say that Jolly Limited is the name of the company and it has the following entries in its cash book and in the passbook. So this is the cash book of the Jolly Limited, where there is a balance brought down of 70,000 rupees. A check has been issued to Richa Limited for 20,000 rupees, and a check has been received from Avengers Limited of 50,000 rupees, and then cash has been deposited of 80,000 rupees, and finally balance carried down is 1,80,000 rupees. Then we find that Then this is the passbook. Two, the balance. So there is a difference between the two balances. So obviously, first thing that we have to do is that we have to compare the cash book and the passbook. And after careful comparison of the two, in the manner that was indicated by us earlier also, how you have to compare. You have to start comparing like this, that first you have to think, is there any difference in the balance brought down? Is there any difference in the balance carried down? Balance carried down, definitely difference is there. Is there any difference in the balance brought down? So if there is a difference in the balance brought down, that itself needs to be corrected. Then we have to compare the deposit column of the passbook with the debit side of the cash book, and we have to compare the withdrawal column of the passbook with the credit side of the cash book. And while comparing, we have to list out those entries which are there in the cash book and which are not there in the passbook, as also those entries which are there in the passbook but they are not there in the cash book. We have also to look at if the cash book is crafted correctly and there is no error in the totaling or in taking the balances in the cash book. And similarly, we have to look carefully in the bank passbook also, that if the totals are correct, if the balances are correct, if there is no arithmetical mistake being made. We have to also see if the entries which are made, they are made on the correct side of the concerned book. For example, an entry, if it is to be made on the debit side, is not made on the credit side, and vice versa. So having checked all these aspects of the two books, we have to list out the causes of the differences. So here in this particular example, we have compared the cash book and the passbook, and we find that there are two entries which remain unticked. Unticked means we are ticking out the entries in both the accounts, those which are tallying. So unticked entries are those entries. I mean, this unticked language is a chartered accountant language or accountant language. But you can say that after comparison, we have found that these are the two entries which are not tallying in these two accounts, and therefore they are, and we have seen that they are in the passbook and they don't appear in the cash book. So which are these two entries which are there in the passbook? This 30,000 check issued to Mr. A and 2,000 bank charges. These two entries we can see they are in the passbook here, but they are supposed to be on the deposit side of the cash book, but we don't find these entries on the deposit side of the cash book. So therefore these entries are there in the passbook and they are entered on the withdrawal side. However, we are seeing that these two entries total up to 32,000 rupees. However, we are finding that actually the difference is only 2,00,000 rupees between the closing balance, as the closing balance of this one is 180 and this closing balance is 178. But at the same time, we are finding that there is a difference of 30,000 in the opening balance, because here the opening balance is 70,000 rupees in the cash book, and in the passbook the opening balance is 1,00,000 rupees. So 30,000 differences in the opening balance and 2,000 differences in the closing balance, and that is how we are finding that totally there are two entries basically which are not finding a mention in the cash book, although they are in the checkbook, also in the bank passbook. So this is the way we have finally arrived at the reason or the causes of the difference between the two. Now, when we look at the methods of bank reconciliation, there are broadly two methods that are used for bank reconciliation. And number one method is called the bank reconciliation statement without preparing the adjusted cash book. And the other method is the bank reconciliation statement with preparing of the adjusted cash book. So let us look at the two methods of bank reconciliation. Now we can take any of the four balances as the starting point for reconciliation. The debit balance of the or the credit balance of the cash book, or the debit or the credit balance of the passbook. So any of the four balances can be taken as the starting point, and we can proceed further with the causes of the differences to reach the other book. So therefore, based on the explanation given so far, a table is being prepared here for the various causes of the difference, and this table can be for those who want to consult this table, they can consult the table to do the questions, but where this table is not available to them, so therefore all the time, so therefore they need to get all these things in the mind. But this table is there for ready reference, that if the cause of difference is what is given here on the left hand side column, and there is a favorable balance as per the cash book, then you have to subtract. And if there is unfavorable balance as per cash book, you have to add. If there is a favorable balance as per passbook, you have to add. A favorable, unfavorable balance as per passbook, then you have to subtract. So basically, these are the pluses and minuses that you have to do. But actually, this can be understood also very easily. Because whenever you are depositing a check, but it is not getting cleared, the concept has to be understood. A check has been deposited into the bank. So obviously, that check, while depositing into the bank, it has been entered in the cash book. Because while going to deposit any check into the bank, we enter that check in the cash book, which means that we are entering it as part of our check deposits in the cash book. So when we are entering it in the cash book, our cash book balance is going up by the check amount. But since it is not cleared in the bank, that addition of the amount would not have happened in the bank. So which means that our cash book balance, if it is a positive balance, then it would be less, then it would be more than the bank passbook balance. In that case, if you have started reconciling from the cash book side, and we are moving towards the bank passbook side, bank passbook balance side, then we have to reduce this check. We have to minus this check over there, provided we are having a positive balance. If we are not having a positive balance, then we have to add this check. So this is the way we have to understand each one of the differences here. Now let us say there is a check issued but not presented to the bank. So when we issue a check to somebody and we have a positive balance in the cash book, then while issuing the check, our balance in the cash book is going down. But in the bank, it is not going down. So obviously, our positive balance in the cash book would be more than the balance in the bank passbook. So in the case, we are moving from the cash book towards the bank book, we'll have to reduce it. If we are having a positive balance, if we are having a negative balance, we have to add it. But if we are moving from the bank passbook side towards the cash book side in this case, then we have to add it. But if we are having a negative balance, we have to subtract it. So we have to understand it like this. Now there could be some check which is directly deposited in the bank by a customer. Now, what happens in this case is that the check is directly deposited in the bank by a customer. It is not entered in the cash book because we don't know unless until we get our passbook filled or we take an internet banking statement that that check was directly deposited by the customer in the bank. So that check has raised the positive balance in the bank passbook, but it has not so far raised the positive balance in the cash book. So accordingly, we'll add or subtract. Now let us say that there is some income, let's say interest from UTI, which is directly received by the bank. If an interest or any amount is directly received by the bank, the bank passbook positive balance has gone up, but it has not gone up in the cash book. So if we understand this, we can accordingly do the adjustment. There may be some expenses like telephone bill expenses, insurance charges, which are directly paid by the bank because bank has got the responsibility from us to make these payments on standing instructions from us. So whenever these payments are made, they are reduced from the positive balance of the bank passbook, but they are not reduced from the positive balance of the cash book. So accordingly, we'll be making the entries depending upon where we are moving from passbook towards the cash book or we are moving from the cash book towards the passbook. So with those words, we are going slow and steady with this, and we'll be going through each and every of these entries, the causes of the differences that could be there in the bank passbook and the bank and the cash book. But we'll continue with this session in part 3 of the session today evening at 9 p.m. So do join us at that time at 8:45 p.m. for the next session 3 of bank reconciliation statement. Thank you very much for having joined us.